Can you hear me now? My mic was muted before. Apologies. Na cause I dey chop. Yo, still can't hear me. I think I fixed the mic already. If you can hear me, let me know. Everything looks good here. Right. Awesome. Good day everyone. Welcome to another live stream session. How was your weekend going? Hope everyone is good. Yeah, cool. So let's just jump into it. Let's jump right into it. You can also see my screen, right? Let me confirm that as well. If you can see my screen, let me know. Can you see my screen? All right, cool. I think the whole thing is just backlogged a little, like the response time and everything. Anyway, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Um, let's run down to Bitcoin. We're going to check. Let's start with good. Last week, was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before. We analyzed something on good, and I was still looking at it. The first thing I mentioned was good is a little bit overbought, and the price was here at that point in time, and I said, okay, we can only see this top of the structure at this fair value gap. Well, the price reacted well at this FVG, and I said the giga short will be from this top right here. I think we marked this on 4 hour or 1 hour. I'm not sure. If it's on 4 hour, then this wasn't an inducement. It's just price mitigating the previous supply. Although there's another one here, if you are to look at 4 hours. Well, this is just a recap, but I think it was 1 hour. And according to what's going on right now on good, well, we just come back to that. And then we marked Ethereum as well. Okay, the Ethereum was topped out, but then after this range, it was no. I said after this break of structure, then we can short from this value gap. But then we didn't have any break of structure. The price didn't visit this place, so it's kind of rendered this one invalid. The price just went the other way instead. That's what's happened. That's what happened on Ethereum. It's been crazy and useless movement. And then we marked Bitcoin. I think the Bitcoin is the one that played out well. Yeah, give it a minute. Oh, I think it's the second Bitcoin. Yeah, it was this one. Yeah, this one played out after the live stream. Then I dropped in the Telegram that you should start closing your positions because of whatever I saw that day. Can't remember. But then after that, we just went ahead with this fair value gap and then this breaker block. It was a nice trade anyway. Both of them were valid. So it came back here and then we tunneled down. This was the initial profit target, then the second one that we marked. And the price action was, I wouldn't say it was sell, but then we weren't expecting the sell. It was because of this sell right here was fundamental sell, but then the price action as well, the analysis, yeah, price action or market structure also kind of supports the fundamentals that sold the market. Was this whole Elon and Trump fight. But then the reversal was strong after that. I think it's there was a yeah, it was this supposed to be this yeah, this FVG right here, and then there's even an inducement right below it. So at the same point in time, I can't remember whether we kind of talked about this on the live stream that the price might probably visit this FVG based on the inducement that was there, and then the price just came to clear the liquidity, and then up we go. So it's just this like this and gone. Yeah, it makes sense. If you look at it, it does make sense. Does makes a lot of sense. That's why I said that for every indicator, it's great. So the only thing I'm saying again is price probably visiting this place again. It's going to be the breaker block on top of the structure and then align with the FVG. But then we already have one that has triggered already. So we are looking forward to this one. This one might be engineered liquidity, but then also this is on 4 hour. Sorry. So the last one we did I think was Solana. Yeah, that didn't trigger, but then it did hit our profit targets and where I said we are going to be longing from. And bam, it went back up from that price again. So it would have been great if we had the price the whole thing had triggered. Anyway, let's fall back to the lecture time, which is today. So I think the recap we did just looked at the market a little bit from one side. Let me check the chart again whether everything looks good. Yeah, thanks, nice, nice. Yeah, the FVG indicator is great. Yeah, it's like the best indicator I've found so far on the trading view app aside the SMC, this one that shows all this stuff. But then it's kind of mess up the charts. I have to be doing this. The auto button doesn't work, and then it's not as accurate as the FVG. So I like to put it off. But if I'm having a hard time in locating some other blocks, sometimes I tend to use it. So it comes hand in hand, comes hand in hand with the FVG. Comes hand in hand with the FVG. So for Bitcoin, it's no news. It's just very. You have to put in two things in mind. First of the dip was LD. Secondly, it was fundamental, and then kind of aligned with price action as well. But then we checked as was it the daily or weekly, and then we saw this break towards the top. On weekly, it was yeah, I remember it on weekly it was an external liquidity grab. External liquidity grab. I said if the price I vividly remember that me mentioning that and I marked this high on week last 2 week saying that if the price doesn't close above this, it's still on weekly, then we might see reversal down. But now it's an external liquidity grab on weekly time frame. But now we can see the crazy bounce back from that FVG. The FVG is even showing on weekly time frame. So that is a very crazy FVG to start with. It's very, very valid and very, very strong. So we can see the bounce. It will be great if before the week ends, this candle completely change to a bullish candle. But then if it doesn't, then it's likely that we continue sell next week. It's likely we continue sell next week. But then I'm hoping this thing changes to a green candle. Yeah, to a bullish candle. So aside that, on the daily time frame, it's a break, it's a price break. We can see it's a break of structure, 100%. And even with this indicator, we can see it's a BOS. It's a solid break of structure on the daily time frame. So kind of put us in the loop, kind of put us in between both. And then now, if you should look at it from this point of view, on daily time frame, the FVG has been triggered, and that is what sold the market. And it's also aligning with this breaker block, but this breaker block is not so much visible on the daily time frame. Let's narrow it down to 4 whether it's gonna show. I'm trying to see where the market really starts selling from. I think this is the breaker block I was mentioning. So it's like this, although okay, yeah, it's like this or like that. So this is the breaker, and then it's kind of triggered the FVG on the daily time frame which we were looking at before. But anyway, everything still works, everything still looks good for Bitcoin. On daily time frame, we're still bullish. On weekly, it might be 50-50, because even on weekly, it has the FVG has been triggered. The price, the liquidity is clear. Let me just put it that way, and then we can see this liquidity grab as well. So it's it's crazy. So we have to be very, very careful, and then we have to be a little bit in the middle. So paraventure, if you are going to probably sell, you might just decide to sell again from here. But then after that, we can see that there's no price that is probably going to sell Bitcoin, because the only thing that's going to sell it is this one, which was mitigated earlier. The one that's supposed to buy is the one that has been triggered already, and then we are buying. So I'm hoping if the weekly candle turns green, turns bullish, if it turns bullish, then we are good to go. If it doesn't, that means we might just have another sell next week, maybe a little bit of sell, maybe like one next week might be just be ready a little bit, maybe to this price like 130k or at most 102k, right? Then we see if we are going to have any reversal. But then the week hasn't ended, and then so this can still turn bullish, right? So with that in place, we are mostly looking for buys. We are looking for buys the most. So you can see this price action rate. It's pathetic. There's nothing interesting here. It's just expansion straight. There hasn't been any retracement. So for that short we are looking at on the, was it daily time frame or weekly time frame, then there might be the reversal might occur there. Reversal might occur there. And if it does, I think everything is checked out here. We just have to probably look. 1 hour is for confirmation. Let's look at 30 minutes, see if we can get an entry there. So there's one here. This one would make sense a lot, because this is the previous point of interest grabbed that grabbed liquidity from this one here. So our first concern is price making a breakthrough break of structure at this point, although it's an internal break of structure. So but then we're on 30 minutes. So if we have this first break of structure, then price, I don't know, it seems far-fetched, because I don't think price will reverse to this place to pick entry. But it's on 30 minutes, so it can. It's on 30 minutes can. Okay, let's make use of this indicator here. Yeah, exactly. This is the other block. This is the other block here. Although there's another one here. So given that, we just have to risk both of these entries. If you choose this entry, price might perhaps not reach there, and then you don't get left out. If you choose this, might get stopped out. So you can just start this here from here, or just two entries. Risk lower here, risk more here. Yes. So these are the two entries. But then you have to wait for the fair the break of structure, so it doesn't end up like the Ethereum we did last week. I think that's good for Bitcoin. Yeah, I think that's good for Bitcoin. I'm going to update update in the channel as it's going. I'm going to update more. Yeah, that's it for Bitcoin. Let me take 2 pairs, please. Just 2 pairs today. I have a lot on my plate. So just two pairs. We are going to look at it together. Just drop the pair you want me to check, and then we go. The name of the indicator that shows the BOS is here. Looks Argo Smart Money Concepts. Just once you come here, just press click your indicator and then search for Looks Argo. Yeah, see it here. I already made it favorite. So this is indicator. You can take a screenshot or you can watch the video later. Then you get the the indicator. Um, yeah, the four favored gap. It was even on weekly time frame. So it was no doubt, right? Definitely gonna push, right? Yeah, we should expect more. I think we should expect more because I like to think the sell was fundamental, so we should expect more bullish. I'm betting on bullish, although the weekly time frame is showing that it's a external liquidity grab, and even at external liquidity grab, price I think the price just reacted to that external liquidity, and then after the price reacted to the external liquidity, that's what caused the sell, right? So now that it has reacted fine, it's going back up, right? So when I look at it that way, uh, yeah. So we are going to be looking at GU. I need one forex pair and one crypto pair. hype USDT. Think hype has been on the run. Last I checked, hype was $30, which is crazy. So well, there's more votes for GU. Let's look at GU to start with. Um, I should still have GU. Yep. I don't know you guys is still rate EUR, GUR. It's mostly good for me. And anyway, let's do the top down analysis. To get a full view of everything. I'm not familiar with it, so I've not been trading. I wouldn't just jump into conclusions like that. So, well, it has been on recovery mode. This looks like this. Oh no, I think I didn't get a full picture first. Now that's one crazy price action. I can't even say it's a sell, but yeah, it looks like this is a sell. This is a downtrend. This is a downtrend. So we have this break here. We have this break here. So yeah, all these points here is where we are looking forward to. This is where we're going to fill our sell position. But then this weekly, let's not bother. Let me not bother. Let me not bother. Let me not bother. Let me not bother. This weekly time frame, yeah, it's been sell, but then the current trend is buy, kind of similar to what Bitcoin wants to do. We should look at it very well. But then Bitcoin is still in its early stages. Hmm. Anyway, um, I think we're more focused on the buy right now at this point. But then that isn't looking too pretty. So let's go to daily, see what daily have for us. All right, let's start marking. I think if you mark it gets easier. So we have our external break here. This is on daily time frame though. This is on daily time frame. And is it external really? It seems if we should look at it on weekly, even on this daily self, it's still. Let's look at it very well. Let's see. Okay, it's external because you can see this crazy price run down from 130 to what to 1.2. That's crazy. How many pips? Insane. It's up to 1,000 pips. So yeah, it's external. We definitely classify it as external break. So with this in place, we just target our new high. That's where the price is looking forward to. And then the new high is this is the external internal high, which is the next point we should be looking at. Then this is the final high. Although there's one solid FVG that definitely looks like the market is going to sell because it hasn't been mitigated and it's very, very strong. So, but then let's ignore these ones first. So if you establish that we want to be looking at, we want to look for a buy. Then we have our break. This is our daily break here. You can see the price reacted to it first as external break, as external liquidity. The price didn't break initially on 4 hour, so the price reacted quite well. And then after that, we have this break. So this is the point of our break, or should we just choose this since this is the high, this is the liquidity graph. So this is our break of structure here. So this break, after this the price broke the structure here, we have this return. But with this return, we have some other blocks below. Because if you look at it, we have this other block, right? This is the other block we have. And then this is just straight up expansion from this point to this point. So there isn't any retracement. So this is just straight up expansion. This is the retracement we are having. And then we have this one to this point. But then this one didn't break to the top. So it's telling us something that the price still wants to come down. So we might have something like this before price finally continues its original movement. Or yeah, simply as it, or the price just stops at this point because of two factors. First off, market can be very, very stupid, you know, since it has broken the structure, it has mitigated one, and then I think it won't go because after this one mitigated, the price didn't break the structure. So that's a lot of concern because there's no break. So that means there isn't enough liquidity to surge it upward or to make it continue its movement, right? So with that in place, I'm a little bit strong that the price will reach this point, but also putting the consideration that we're on 4 hour, that is a little bit disturbing. So let's narrow it down to 1 hour, see what's going on. So on 1 hour, we have this external break, which was the one we saw on 4 hour that wasn't a break of structure, right? So there's more noise here, it's way clearer there. And then I also don't want to miss price where liquidity is, so that eventually we won't rush into some price on 1 hour and then it kind of just stops the whole thing out. So on 4 hour, we should narrow it down really. If you break it down 1 hour, it looks like this, which is not looking pretty to me because I don't think the price will reverse to this point at this particular time. Right, so I think we're just going to go with this for starters. And we have an expansion, we have our retracement, then we have expansion, retracement, expansion, but it's still to the upside. But it seems very, very weak even on 1 hour. Seems very, very weak on 1 hour. But then after, if we should look at the initial one we chose on 4 hour, it was at this point which price mitigated. So let's work with that first and see where it goes. I think I'm just going to mark this whole place. It's a lot of noise here. So we have this, and after that we have this one for the fair value gap, and the end price came to that fair value gap, right? Came to this one, yeah, which was it kind of looked like a order flow. If you look at it, just perfect order flow, right? On 1 hour, looks good, looks pretty. So we might even go with this. Yes. And the only thing left is this one here. left to this one here. If you should say this first, this is the first FVG after the price reversed. After the price reversed, we have our first break of structure. This is internal. Let's choose this one. We have our first break of structure here. Yes, we have our first break of structure, and after that, price came to this FVG, then came back here. So apparently, everything we were looking at, we were actually trying to figure out on Flower is this. This is where the price is pushing from. That is very very weak. That couldn't break on Flower. This FVG, this one right here. So since the price can't push beyond here, I think it's looking forward to the other block below the FVG. Looking forward to this one, which kind of looks like an FVG too on this part. But let's check the indicator, see where it is. Alright, for the indicator, it's marking this one below, but yeah, I'll just go with mine. Just go with mine. Just extend the stop loss a little bit below. So this is going to be my first entry for GU. It's still kind of disturbing a little bit, but then I'm positive this was where the price moved that couldn't break on 4 hour, and it's showing us the direction already. Although this one is still below here, but if I should mark this one, that means this one has mitigated it. Okay, let's look at it closely again. I don't want to make no mistakes. I can't find any entry mode here. It's all jam packed. If you look at it, it's just crazy. So I'm trying to just work with price actions and simple smart money concepts here for me to figure out an entry for this. So it's two ways. Okay, we have this break, we have this break. Hang on, there's also something we need to put into consideration before we continue. This was our first break, and then we have the second break. Then would you say we have three break of structure here? It looks like so. And if we have three break of structure, that means all these ones are going to be dead. And even what happened? What's going on? Did I press something? Holy shit. Let me refresh this thing. This G is this G it's making it hard a little bit. I'm not expecting it to be this hard. Yeah. I kind of refreshed the whole page. So hang on. Well, there's one thing I would simply just say for GU. Honestly, if the price action is a little bit confusing or disturbing like this, I just leave it. See, it's going to open up later itself, right? It's going to open up later itself by itself, no stress. But then I still think we can pick out something. But with these three break of structures, these ones just are looking dead. So that will just only validate what we have on 4 hour, which our 4 hour is telling us to just sell, right? So the 4 hour is telling us to sell. I think it has begun already. This was where it started after the rejection of 4 hour. So price is coming down. We have this continuation FVG. So we should just look to sell, because I'm thinking this is a three break of structure. Honestly, three BOS. Another three BOS. We know what happens. So maybe we should just leave the buy for a minute. Look at the sell part, and this is the first sell Let's start the sell first. After this break, yep. After that 4 hour rejection, the 4 hour rejection has been placed. We have this first break of structure on 45 minutes. And after that, this FVG was triggered, or this breaker block here. Let me see this breaker block. Kind of aligns with the FVG, but then I can see a solid, I can see a breaker block here. Um, Yep, the breaker block was triggered and then price is just coming down. It's I think that's what's happening on GU. So that is why it is hard for us to pick an a long entry because the market is sell, right? So that's another thing you should put into consideration when you're making your analysis. If you're having a hard time picking up a direction entry, check the other direction. So I think for GU it's going to be sell up to not up this point is going to be cleared out, I think. But then there might be reaction. So we should look at this one. Or the first entry, which is this one. So those are the two places. So for GU now, we just have to find the re-entry. Let's see on 30 minutes. See what's going on. Although this price came to take this breaker block. So this FVG might still be opened up because the price hasn't triggered it yet. It only cleared out early sellers, which showed that this FVG took the early sellers at this FVG. So our re-entry might still be at this FVG that we are supposed to take right from the start. So you can short to this price and then put your stop loss just above the first order block, breaker block. I'm sorry. So it's going to look like this. This one is going to be here, gone, and then this one is going to be here. This is a 6 hour to this point. So yes, I think that's it for GU. You can we can look how it easy it is now when we decide to look at the other direction. When we figure out that okay, this the buy part is tricky and we couldn't get the buy. See how the sell part was easy to pick out. So that's another thing. Your analysis is not supposed to take long. So far you've been trading for long, you've familiarized yourself with the price action, you know how market moves. Although this is different for newbies because if you are still trying to set your foot down in trading, it's might still have a hard time, just figuring out where the market is going and all of that. Yeah, no, I didn't say price reverses after three break of structure. After three break of structure, all points of interest leading to that three break of structure are rendered invalid. So if you should be longing or probably shorting, depends on what is going on. From those points of interest, you'll be taken out. Um, drip load, yeah, your question. So that's for GU. So now we're going to look at I think it was hype. Yes, although I don't have hype on my dashboard, but you are the first person to ask. So let's take a look at it. Petrol. Yep, $34. So hype has been on crazy run. That's insane. Last time I sold my airdrop, I sold it around maybe $12. No, not $12. I think around 20. So it was good. It was great. But we can see how crazy it is. Look at just running away with it. Anyway, that's not why we're here. Uh for our let's look at it. Just just pure looking at price action first. We have this expansion here, we have our retracement coming down here. But we all see this fair value gap below it. And then we can see this break of structure then for this fair value gap. So all these ones that are happening here, they are moot. I think they are just rendered moot. So first off, and this is crypto, so it can be a little tricky, a little bit tricky. Although we have that fair value below the below here, the price might visit it now or decide to visit it later. So there's no break, there's no external break. This is the last break we had. Then we have this reversal. Even we should look at this, look at this, everything is just pointing at sell, sell, sell. And even though everything is pointing at sell, 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 this is hype. We have to put it consider that it's very volatile and a bullish coin. But if we are to just go with the price action, what is happening? We are feeling our first change of character here, and after the change of character, price came back to the initial order block at the top, then we're coming down again. So this is strong low here, the external low, strong low. Kind of serving as a inducement for this one. So I think the price will still come here in the long run, definitely come here. So for starters, we might start shorting from this point. This is on 4 hours, so yeah, it is strong. Let's go to 1 hour straight. Now this is confusing again. What for? Okay, on 1 hour we have it at $36. On 4 hours, sorry. On 1 hour, 36. I think this was it. This is it. This is it on 1 hour here. I put all these indicators. It's making my little bit. But if you look at the trend on 1 hour, we have this change of character here. We have the after this change of character and the price came back. We have this break. After this break, the price came back again. Then this oh, what's on this one like this? Okay, okay. Even on the with this, the price has triggered this. So I think for this for this hype. Okay, let's do this. Let's start marking it out. I think it's going to solve our problems a little bit. We have our first break to the downside, right? Then this second. So we don't have a third yet, which is showing we still have a long way to go. So this is going to be the third, though. This is going to be third. We have our first. We have an order block here. This is on 45 minutes. Pay attention. This is on 45 minutes. So it's just a little bit of consolation reversal if price move from here. Although it looks good, but I'm very very convinced in the long run we're going to visit that for our FVG. So everything actually looks great here, but it's going to look great on one condition. Okay, we might say we have our inducement here. Might say we have our inducement here, right? Everything looks good like that. But if this is a little bit tricky. If you are to long hype from that price, if you had long hype from this price, that means this have to be an engineered liquidity. And at that point, that means the price shouldn't finish with a full body below this. So it has to be like a liquidity grab, right? Whatever is happening, bam, price reverses immediately or reverses here to this point. So it doesn't have to close. Oh no, wait a minute. It can because it is from the top. So if you are saying three brick of structure, that means you are only considering this. If the price closes with a full body, it has opened up. If the price closes with a full body, that means hype just continues its crazy run, because that just gives it a full liquidity blown, or it's just giving nitro, right? Because after the three BOS, we have the price just running up, clearing all these ones. Every fucking point of interest at this point clears everything out. Bam, 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 easy, right? But if the price doesn't close below with a body, full body, then we might consider shorting again, because then it's not three brick of structure, it is two. So all those shorts above, or any shorts that might have formed above from now on till when the price reaches here, are now valid, right? Or the price might just even do either both of what we mentioned, and then just continue selling. You never know, right? So it all depends on what happened. But then to start with, this is our, I think this is the great, this is a cool entry we have here. Although it is looking a little bit fishy now, but I'm saying this one. Great. Um, I think it looks good on 1 hour. If you look at it, let me pop this in. Yeah, it looks good on 1 hour. This is not there. So that's for hype. For starters, we try to long from this place. But let's see how the price triggers this entry here. Let's see how it triggers this entry. So depends on how it triggers it, then we'll know. And also what Bitcoin is probably doing, we'll put all that into consideration. And it's going to determine our final decision and whatever is going on. Yeah, so that's for hype. This looks great for hype. Looks great. So either of the two. Yeah. Anyway, I think Bashir, you are a little bit late on the lecture. We've already analyzed Bitcoin. You can always you can look back at this video on the CFT channel and see what we've talked about on the on Bitcoin. So yes, that is going to be for today. How many minutes are we in? We are in almost an hour. This is 44 minutes, 45 minutes. So yes, you have other things to get to. So we meet back in the Telegram, meet back in the chats, and I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep you up to speed on how the ones we did, how it goes. So see you later. See you in the chats. Bye.